Hey, this is Doug at Convology, and I'm doing something that I haven't done before. This is a very casual, kind of like think of it like a live stream, but it is recorded. This is like a Let's Build, and in this Let's Build, I'm going to make a complete sales funnel for Thrive Apprentice, which is Thrive Themes' basically online course platform. And with that, I'm going to create a sales funnel where someone will be able to go to a landing page and purchase the course or the access level. And I'm going to implement a membership plugin, payment processor, email marketing service, and essentially show you how you can use Thrive Apprentice and a couple other great tools to make the perfect tech stack to run online courses and get up and running. So again, this can be really, really just kind of not low quality, but there's not going to be a lot of structure to this. It's going to be freeform, and you're going to kind of follow along as I set everything up. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I've got a local demo site set up here, and on this local demo site, I've installed just a couple plugins. I've installed Thrive Apprentice, Thrive Architect. That's it for Thrive Themes. Running a really simple theme right now. I think I'm running the, let's see, appearance themes. I'm running the Cadence theme. It's a free WordPress theme. It's actually really awesome. I'm going to do a video on that soon. I also have Thrive Theme Builder on here if we wanted to swap over to that. All right, let's get started. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to our Thrive Apprentice dashboard to kind of just set up a course. So I'm just going to set up something that's very simple for the purposes of this video, but click Add New. And by the way, any links that I mention, you can find those in the description of this video, or obviously in the blog post write-up that I do at convology.com. But if you need Thrive Apprentice, there's a link below, essentially convology.com/thrive/apprentice. But anyway, so get Thrive Apprentice. You can get that as part of the Thrive Themes membership, which gives you access to all these tools. But let's set up a course here. So let's call this my demo course and give it a quick description because it likes to have one of those. And with Thrive Apprentice, you can add a video description, you can allow comments for the course, you can upload a cover image, which is like a big header image that goes essentially at the top of each course. But we don't need to do a whole lot for this. Show author settings, obviously the name, the bio, you can use a custom bio, you can add a custom photo, pretty simple stuff there. But for now, we're going to save this. And I want to highlight a couple of things for you real quick that we're going to come back to. The first is the access restrictions. We do want to restrict this course to members only, somebody that has paid us money. And we also want to come here to the Content tab, and we want to start to set up the structure of our course. I'm going to make the assumption that you already have a course that you want to sell, or at least you're thinking in your head, hey, I want to build a course. But let's look at how easy Thrive Apprentice is. So let's add some content. And we get to choose the structure, the hierarchy of the course. Does our course start with modules that contain chapters, that contain lessons, or do we just start with lessons? Well, for this, I'm going to add a module, and I'm going to call this Module 1. We're going to be really original today. And inside of Module 1, I'm going to add a chapter. We'll call it Chapter 1. And keeping with our originality, we're going to add a lesson inside of Chapter 1 called Lesson 1. So that's kind of the structure, right? Modules contain chapters, chapters contain lessons. Okay, now if we want to edit the content of any of these, so for example, lesson 1, we can click here and click Add Content. This is going to bring up an editor that essentially is Thrive Architect. If you've ever used Thrive Architect, it's a page building tool for WordPress. Essentially, you can expand out the element tray here on the right-hand side and get access to all these different elements in what I call the element tray. But let's say we wanted to add text to our course. We can either click and drag this and drop it in, or we could have just clicked and it would have inserted the text element into our next available spot. So let's just really quickly put test content in here, right? And we could of course do things like add a video, right? You can add a video into your course, things like that. But let's click save, assuming that we've built out our lessons. And let's go back here to publish this lesson. Great, so lesson 1 is published, and by publishing lesson 1, that automatically published the hierarchy. because really chapters and modules, think of them just like containers. Lessons are really where the content is at of each of your entire course, right? So your course is going to be comprised of lessons that are just put into chapters and modules. Okay, so let's say that that is our course, and we're all set, we're all done with it. We can hit publish, and our course is now published. We can take a look at what that looks like. It's going to look, probably going to look terrible because we haven't given it any images or any color. But essentially this, imagine if this had some great background images and a picture of yourself and some stylized stuff, right, to make it match your brand, and if you got rid of this junk here in the sidebar that you won't use. But essentially this is the container. So module 1, chapter 1, lesson 1. If we click on lesson 1, it takes us right into where we put our test content. So that's Thrive Apprentice. Our course is created, and now we want to build out a way to protect this content. So to do that, we're going to use a plugin called Wishlist Member. Wishlist Member is my favorite membership plugin. I've got a lot of content on Convology.com all about Wishlist Member. It's fantastic. It's one of the original ones that they've really updated. So again, you can get that at Convology.com/WLM. You'll find the link in the description. Once you've got that installed and you've got a copy of Wishlist Member, which by the way works great with Thrive Apprentice, you'll just want to click Run Wizard now, or install it, enter your license key, it should run the wizard. We're going to be prompted to create a, let's just call this a membership level. I'm going to call this My Demo Course, and I try to keep my level names, my access levels, matching the courses so that I know if somebody buys the My Demo Course membership level, that gives them access to my demo course. Now a couple of settings here we'll walk through. Ongoing, in terms of how long should they have access? Well, for this course, they're always going to have access to it. It could be a fixed term or a specific date that it ends, but we'll click ongoing and we'll leave all of these blank because this level is just going to be for this course. All right, now we don't want to require admin approval because we want the person to purchase it and get access. And we don't want them to confirm their email. That's fine. They're going to purchase the product. I don't care for that right now. And then require terms and conditions, not right now. But there's a lot of options in Wishlist Member that you can set up. For now, we're just going to go super straight simple, something that gets you up and running within, honestly, less than an hour. Okay, so again, you can skip past all this. We don't really care about some of these settings. You can set up who you want emails to come from if you want to do that. And then for now, I would just click save and don't worry about either of these settings. All right, that's it. Let's exit the wizard. And now we need to set up how we want people to get access to this membership level. So on the left-hand side, under Wishlist Member, click Setup. And we want to go to Integrations. And we want to add a payment processor. So obviously under payment providers, you have a lot of options here. And you could use Stripe and just embed a Stripe button. Wishlist Member comes with a button that they click on. It brings up a little window. It looks like Stripe. They enter their details. Voila, they own it. Now they're in the membership level. That's one way to do it. However, in this video, I'm going to walk you through what I think is an even cooler method using a slightly more expensive option called ThriveCart. ThriveCart is a great software as a service processing cart service that I use for a lot of my clients and for my own businesses. So I'm going to do this using ThriveCart, but just know that Stripe is an option, and if you're interested in learning how to do the Stripe option, I actually have a video on that. So on this channel, just look for Wishlist Member and Stripe with Thrive Apprentice. Google it. I think I'm the first one that comes up. But let's look at ThriveCart. So for ThriveCart, what you want to do is you want to enter in, or you come in here and it'll be disabled, and you'll want to enable it, and you'll want to enter in your WordPress URL and your API key. And these will essentially connect you to ThriveCart. So let's take a look at how we do that here. So I'm going to jump over to my ThriveCart tab, and I'm in my ThriveCart Pro demo account here, and I'm going to go to my account information. Let's see, where do we put that? Let's go to my profile. That's not going to be it. Settings. So under settings, you can go to integrations, and there are all sorts of things you can integrate with Thrivecart. It's pretty awesome. What we're going to do now is just go to membership platforms. And under membership platforms, they have a couple WordPress ones. MemberMouse, that's decent. I found it really complicated though. MemberPress, also pretty good, but I found that a lot of that stuff was just really just hidden in the menus. And I have several MemberPress websites, but I'm transitioning them all over to Wishlist Member. So here's how we integrate Wishlist Member. They do have a video on it. It's great. Watch it. It'll teach you how to do it. But what you'll do is you'll just enter in what your name is. You'll put the website URL and paste in the API key and save this wishlist site. This doesn't work on a local environment like I'm running. It'll actually just say it can't connect. I don't know why it does it on local sites, but it works fine on live sites. So imagine you clicked save and that was all done. So let's jump back over here to this product. I'm setting up a brand new product in my account, and I'll call it my demo course. Again, I recommend you keep it consistent, and you can give it a checkout page URL, but that's really irrelevant. And you can do test or live mode. Hit next. We get some pricing options. This is where we can price our course, and this is one of the reasons I really love Thrivecart. It's because it gives you several payment types. You can do a one-time fee, like let's say my course was $150. Or let's say my course was like a full-on membership system, right? Like maybe they're paying an annual fee for access to like my Facebook group or my community and the course, and maybe I'm providing value throughout the year. They also have split pay, which I thought was really cool. You can split it into multiple payments. So you've seen that before. Someone has like a course that's $1,000 and or just 6 payments of $200, right? So you can get a little bit more by paying you in sets. The other is pay your own price. This is actually good for donations. Subscription's actually pretty good as well. Subscription does have the option for something called today's price. So what you could do is you could say like, okay, the price of my course is $150 today, but annually I want to have a renewal fee of $25. So today they'd pay $150 and then the annual price would be $25, and that's like the membership fee. To me, this is one of the most powerful components of Thrivecart. It's the ability to do this today price and annual price. If you want to do this in something else like Stripe, really, really hard to do, like really hard to do. And if you want to do it in WooCommerce, you almost can't. Like even the WooCommerce subscriptions plugin doesn't do it as elegant as this. It's actually really convoluted. All right, anyway, you can set a trial period, things like that. But for this one, let's just do a very simple one-time fee of $100 or $150. We'll click next. Yeah, allow only one purchase, that's fine. This can calculate sales tax if you require that where you live. And you can customize the invoice. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. You can do order bumps. So imagine if your course was $150 and at checkout you wanted to show an order bump for another product that you had. Imagine if this was like consulting or extended office hours for you to get access to you. Or imagine if this was like a second course, like a companionship course that you could sell at the time of checkout. That's really, really great. We won't do that though for this. Okay, so now we get to set up our payment processors. I'm just going to connect to Stripe and click next. And do you want affiliates to promote this product? Again, this is why I love Thrivecart. Built right in is an affiliate promotion system. Essentially, you can have affiliates for your product. You can give people a link, they can sign up to become an affiliate and to sell your product. And Thrivecart handles everything. You don't need any WP affiliate account. You don't need any WooCommerce affiliate systems. This does everything. So really, really powerful. And I think Thrivecart right now is having like a lifetime deal. Might be like $300 or $400, maybe more for the pro account, maybe $600. Totally, totally worth it if you are getting serious about selling something. You need to invest in the tools to make that happen. All right, let's hit next. And for fulfillment, you can just put some information here. What should happen after the purchase? This is where it's important for us to look at. What do we want to have happen after the purchase? Normally, if it were like another kind of product, you might want to display the invoice or send them to a URL. But for the purposes of this, you want to send them to your membership site. Now, if I had been able to set up the membership site on my local environment, I would literally just be able to choose my demo site right here and we'd be set. I would hit next and it'd be perfect. So that's what you'll want to do when you get this up and running on your website. For now, I'm just going to show their total and their invoice. Now, here's what we're going to do for the checkout experience. We are going to build a landing page in Thrive Architect, and we're going to choose to embed our ThriveCart checkout inside of that landing page. Now, to do that, we're going to choose the embeddable option. However, there are other options like standard, I think just sends them to a ThriveCart hosted page. You can set up a CNAME to where that looks like it's on your domain name. There's also the sales cart, which looks more like a landing page. And there's a pop-up, it's like a modal, it comes up on the screen like a light box, and you're very familiar with those. Basically you enter your info, but I like the embeddable option. I think it just looks better on a lot of pages. So let's choose that and click next. And this is a newer feature in ThriveCart. It lets you edit, like it's almost like a mini Thrive Architect way of customizing your pages. But this is going to let us customize the cart so that we can make it look like whatever we want. So for our cart, I want to do a single step checkout where it just gives us the payment info. I want to change the background to white because I'm going to put it on a white landing page. Fonts are fine. We can edit the colors of anything just by clicking on it. And this lets us change it to match our brand. Let's put my blue on there. That looks a little bit better. Okay, and let's do, we can remove this branding at the bottom if we want to. Just click hide. I think that looks good. But if this were like something that you were having on like a standalone page, you could have gone back and done the sales page option, or you could have built your own sales page, right? They have the ability to drag in a video. This is pretty cool. Put a video right on your landing page, but we don't need that. Product info box, I think that's what this is. There's just lots of different options here, like guarantee seals, countdown timers, custom HTML, testimonials, videos, images. Lots of really cool options. It lets you build a really great looking shopping cart. So I think that's pretty great, but we're going to keep it simple for today. All right, we want to just make this blue, match my brand a little bit. Okay, for this video, I think that's pretty simple enough. We'll just go with that. So we're done, and we could integrate with like Facebook Pixel, Google Analytics, VWO, custom stuff. Not going to do any of that for the video. And then you can add custom rules. Like tagging people and things like that, adding them to your mailing lists. But we're going to do something a little bit more custom with Wishlist Member and SendFox, which is my email marketing service provider of choice. But let's just click Save and Get URL. And this is going to give us our embeddable cart. We could put this on a button or with an image, but we're just going to embed it right on the page. So now let's go back over to our site and let's go to add a new page. Let's call this my demo course landing page. And you can save draft or publish. And then we're going to use Thrive Architect, again, link in the description. We're going to customize this demo page. So if I just load this right into my theme, I mentioned that I was using Cadence, and this is just the default looking page on the Cadence theme with like the default navigation. But I don't want to use this. I don't want to use my theme stuff at all. So one of the cool things about Thrive Architect is the ability to change templates and to use predefined templates that they've built or to load a blank one. So let's go ahead and load a pre-done landing page built by Thrive. Let's see, which one do we want to use here? Let's go with BrightSmart. It's a little red, but we can change that. Maybe that'll be a good way to show you how you can change it. So let's choose this template. And this is going to load for us a pre-built template. As I scroll down, you can see it's got a lot of that standard sales page copy, long form, pretty good size. Now, I could leave this exactly like it is and just edit all of the content, fill in the blanks, which is definitely a time saver. Or what I could do is I can add new stuff. For example, if you hover between sections, you see this little plus symbol, and when you hover over it, it says add a page block. So let's say I didn't like this header section. I could add a page block, and I could go here on the left-hand side to hero area, and I have a lot of really cool choices for what I want the hero section to look like. I can insert a very simple looking hero that adds my logo. Maybe a navigation. Let's say I didn't want that navigation. Let's say I didn't want it to be in a column. Let's say I liked the idea of my logo on there and I wanted to center that. And let's say I liked that more than this previous one. All I had to do was delete that. Come into here. Let's add in some padding, make it look a little bit better. Great. Okay, so let's say I built out this page. It had all the sales copy for my course and I was done. And I wanted to add a checkout. So let's add a background section. Because as you see, everything's built in background sections. It keeps it really modular. Let's move this right above the footer. And let's go inside of our background section and give it some breathing room. So maybe 100 on each side. And remember, we still have that ThriveCart HTML copied. So let's add a custom HTML element to this and paste it in. And it's not going to show us what it looks like now because it won't render on the back end of Thrive Architect, which is fine. But let's go back up to the top here, and let's say that we had buttons throughout this landing page. And whenever somebody clicks on those buttons, we want them to scroll down to our checkout. You can do this with the jump link option and choose smooth animation and select a target. I'm going to scroll all the way down and we're going to choose our custom HTML and click add jump link. Great. Let's save that and let's do a preview of what this looks like. So we just built our landing page and it smooth scrolls us all the way down to our checkout form. There it is. We now have our checkout form. We could enter our email address, card number, and of course you could have added more fields in that checkout process that I showed you earlier, complete order, and they've paid. Now let's hook these things up so that they make a little bit more sense on the back end. So let's go back to our Thrive Apprentice dashboard. Let's go back into our demo course, access restrictions, and let's turn those on. Now under access restrictions, we need to add a rule. And that rule is, because we have it, Wishlist Member. And for Wishlist Member, my demo course. And then click add rule. Now, whenever somebody purchases the when they purchase the demo course right here, when they purchase through here, it'll send this information to ThriveCart. And remember, ThriveCart, we chose to add them to our membership site. And one of the options there was to choose my demo course. That will automatically put them into Wishlist Member, which will then automatically put them into Thrive Apprentice. So we have a landing page to a payment processor or provider to Wishlist Member that puts them in our membership system, which then adds them to our course. So that's a pretty seamless funnel. The user experience is phenomenal there. All they saw was our landing page and they got access to the course. Now, a couple of settings that we can do inside of Wishlist Member. Let's go back in here really quick and go to Setup, Levels. Let's make some edits to this membership level. One of the settings that I want to set up here is, we're looking for redirects. I think it's under additional settings. Great. So custom after registration redirect, you can configure this and send them right to a page. You can send this to your Apprentice. We don't have it set up, but it could have sent them to your, or maybe we did, where was it? My courses, there it is. Send them right to the courses page. So let's say they purchased, they logged in, bam. They landed right on your courses page and they see that they have access to your course. Another option is we could have set a specific URL and link them right to the course. And we can do the same thing. Anytime they come to our website and log in, we'll just give them access to be shot right over with a redirect right to maybe the course or the dashboard. Now, if you're looking for info on how to create a dynamic custom login menu, I have a video on this channel and a write-up on convology.com about how to do that using like an if menu. Highly recommend you watch that if you want someone to see a different menu if they're logged in and a different menu when they're logged out. So let's also go to email notifications, and I want to walk through a couple things related to emails. So think about how we've set this up for a second. We did not use the Wishlist Member registration form. We used the ThriveCart, essentially checkout form, and that sent in all their info, sent their name and their email, gave them a username, automatically, by the way, and gave them access. So we never really sent any of these, and we may not want to send any of these new member registration emails through Wishlist Member. We have the option to do that though. So let's say somebody registered, we could say new member registration. Let's edit this notification. And right in here, we could have fully custom set up emails sent to them about joining our course. But this uses your WordPress site to send those emails, which for some people is not a problem, right? If you have an SMTP plugin and you've integrated with like SendGrid or Amazon SES, that's fine. That works pretty good too. However, some people, I think I fall into this camp. I don't really love to use my website to send emails. And I would rather send emails to people based entirely around kind of like an email marketing system. So I don't want to store emails in my, even though you are, right, if they're a member, I'd rather just use a separate service. So you can turn off all of these emails inside a Wishlist Member if you don't want to use them. And instead, you can go and use an email marketing provider. So let's go to Wishlist Member and let's go to integrations again. And at the top, let's go to email providers. And we want to integrate and turn on SendFox. So I've created an email on this already. Again, it's on the channel and on the website, convology.com, on how to set up SendFox. But let's go through this and look at this really quick. So if this were off, you would toggle it on. And the API status, you would simply click Configure, enter your API key, and you're off to the races. You're good to go. So let's jump into, and it'll say API status connected. So let's jump into SendFox here. So I have a SendFox account, and this is actually my demo SendFox account. And essentially, you can get this as a lifetime deal. Let's see if I can go to their pricing. Oh no, just check out one of my other videos. Just check out my video about SendFox. Essentially, you can get a lifetime price. It's $49, and you can have 5,000 contacts. And for every 1,000 more after that, it's just one-time fee of $10. So if you have $49 gets you 5,000. If you needed 6,000, you'd pay 10 more dollars. Your total investment would be $59. Pretty crazy. I love SendFox. So let's take a look at what it would look like to send up some automations that go out when somebody signs up for this demo course that we've created. So let's call this my demo course because we're under lists right now. And let's create this list. So now, again, this is my demo account. So let's go under my demo course that I just created. There's no subscribers because nobody has signed up yet for my course. But let's go to automations. And yeah, this is good. I've already pre-built one that I was using for my other video, but let's take a look at my course here. And we can always call this now my demo course for this video. So you can build email automations in SendFox that correspond to when somebody purchased your course. So for example, let's say somebody purchased our course through our landing page using ThriveCart. They would automatically, because we've integrated Wishlist Member now with SendFox, be added to, come in here and choose My Demo Course. So now someone's been added to my demo course. What do I want to have happen? Well, I want to send them a welcome email. I can edit this email, and this email could say like something like, so glad to have you, welcome to my course, here's how to get started. You can list out maybe some of the modules that you recommend paying special attention to. Anything that you'd want to do to kind of onboard this person, maybe let them know about your office hours, maybe tell them about maybe special events, maybe about the Facebook group that you have, whatever it is. This welcome email can be sent out immediately or maybe the next day. And then you can choose to send out another email. So on this particular example here, on this automation, I've set it up so that the welcome email goes out immediately, and then 48 hours later, I send another email. Maybe this is like getting the most out of your course, or pro tips, or success that other people have had, right? This is something to keep that person engaged with your online course. And then I've set it up so that 24 hours after that, a third email, we could actually say, oh, you know what, I don't want that. Actually, I'm going to remove that. So let's go ahead and archive that. So this is where we would add another email. So we could come in here and we can give this automation email. Let's call this one send to. Oops, subjects required. So there we go. We can add another email, and you can come in here and you could have changed the delay on that. You can say, I want this one to go for 100 hours later, right? Maybe like a week later, something like that. And you can set up as many kind of emails in this automation as you want, and you can even say particular things like, I only want this third email to go out to people that opened my previous one, right? That's a good way to send emails only to people that are engaged. Or you could have said, I want this to only go out when people click a specific link inside my previous email. So one thing that I recommend to a lot of people is that if you want to start to segment people, like perhaps you can have links in your emails that send people to your podcast or send people to a course or a follow-up course. Depending on what link they click in that email, you come in here and you choose which link they clicked, right? So right here it would have links if I had links in my emails. Choose the link, and then what list do you want to add them to? Well, this could be your podcast list. This could be your course about another product. So that's a great way to like kind of cross market and add people to different lists within your account. And lists in SendFox are essentially tags. So you can have 5,000 contacts and they can be in unlimited lists, basically put into unlimited automations. So now this is a great way for us to email and to market to the people that have purchased our courses, as well as onboard them, communicate with them, and keep them engaged. But again, jumping back over here to Wishlist Member, we can still, if we want to, we can still come back to levels, go into edit. We can still send them that initial welcome here, and then maybe our automations kick in 24 to 48 hours later. We can still come in here, and one thing, let's see, where is it at? We can come into here and we can send mass emails to people. So let's say that we have, and right here under status, this is where by default everyone gets opted into your emails. So from within your system, you can come into the back end of Wishlist Member and you can send emails out to people. There are all kinds of settings as I'm clicking through them here inside of Wishlist Member, and I am going to make some more videos on these to show you some advanced protection rules on courses and stuff and how to give people some free access with limited access and then charge for more. But essentially this is a great way that you can also from WordPress send emails to people. But again, it's totally up to you if that's your thing. Not really my thing. I prefer to do everything through SendFox. Maybe if I wanted to send a one-off email just to people on my list, I would come to emails, create an email. I would send them to lists, to my demo course. And then right here, I would just send a one-off email to everybody that purchased my course if I needed to feel like I needed to communicate to them. Like, maybe during the time of this video, something really topical is happening in the world and I wanted to say, hey, to everyone that's purchased my course, I want to let you know I've created a second course free for existing customers. Here's a link for you to get access to that. So this is a great way to do that as well. All right, I think that's everything. Let's kind of walk through this real quick again. We set up our course in Thrive Apprentice. We walked through kind of the gist of how that works. We set up access restrictions. I didn't save those. Let's jump back in here and add a rule and click save. So we've set up our access restrictions for this course. We've set it up in Wishlist Member so that under integrations, we have integrated with ThriveCart, optional integration with Stripe. Check out the video on that. We've integrated with SendFox so that once they've paid through ThriveCart, they're immediately logged into the system. They're getting emails on the back end. Really, really helpful. And yeah, that's it. That's how you create a very simple Thrive Apprentice sales funnel utilizing the tech stack of Thrive Apprentice, Thrive Architect, SendFox, and Wishlist Member. If you have any questions at all about this tech stack, about how to get your Thrive Apprentice sales funnel set up and running, maybe something to do with what I showed you today, or something somewhat related, please feel free to let me know. You can leave a comment on the video or on the write-up that I'm going to do related to this video. I know this was kind of like a long and rambly video compared to what I normally do, but I'm trying something new. I'm actually also thinking about live streaming some of my builds so that you guys can watch along. as I kind of build up my audience on this channel, and I build up people that are interested in learning more about using different tech stacks with Thrive Apprentice and Thrive Themes products. So again, I'm Doug at Convology. Happy to help you guys if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.